is. Doug Christie took over for Michael Brown December 28th. That was at Los Angeles. The Kings lost by 10. Trying to put in perspective some of these losses, Jason, and ask, well, was this the worst one under Doug? Here are your nominees. You have and I'm just simply going to ask you, and you say, we'll play like King of the Hill. Right now, I am putting the Kings loss to the Knicks as the worst loss in the Doug Christie era, and I'm going to name you some nominees, and you tell me if they knock it off.
Oh,
okay?
yeah. I'll be able to knock that one off quickly.
Okay, so at Milwaukee, the Kings lost 131-15.
Keep going.
Okay. They lost at Denver on the 23rd, 132-123.
No.
Okay. Last night they lost by 29, but back on the 25th of January, they lost to the Knicks by 23.
I mean, that one's up there, but I'll still go with home last night.
Okay. They lost to Philadelphia only by 13, but it was also at Philadelphia.
That's a really bad loss. Embiid didn't play.
All right. We're going to put Philly on the side here as a nominee.
Okay.
All right.
It's not a very good team.
At Oklahoma City, they lost by 34. Biggest margin loss, but also it's Oklahoma City, a very good team.
So, again, it's really hard to capture your emotions of the game, of how you feel. Like, we'll look at the score and see how bad it was. They got crushed by OKC. I remember feeling totally down on the team right then.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that. But that was the last game of De'Aaron Fox.
That's right.
So, like, there was a tangible switch after that. So it feels different, but that game was really bad. They got embarrassed. Like, they did not belong there.
No, they didn't belong on the same floor. It's honestly how I felt last night.
Yeah, fair.
Now, I will confess, Jason, maybe this is just a psychological thing. I have completely blocked out, and I have absolutely zero memory. I have no memory of them losing 130-111 in Orlando.
Here.
Or here, excuse me. I've completely blocked that out.
That was really bad too.
That is, I think so far we're looking at Philly, OKC, and Orlando at home by 19 as our nominees so far.
And there's at least one more.
There is. You have the 7-point OT loss to the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yep. Two more.
You have a 24-point loss at home to Golden State.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the Denver loss, the Clippers loss, and then last night.
I don't think the Knicks is the king of the mountain, but it's too bad there's some choices.
It's on Mount Bad loss for Doug Christie more.
Yeah,
correct. Yes, but it's not, I agree, it's not number one.
I don't know what I would pick as number one. I mean, Orlando's ended up not being that great of a team. That was a 19-point loss. It doesn't have as many descriptors that's one of the games that just kind of, they lost. I don't remember a lot of that game. The more painful one to me still is, I don't know how our poll question is doing now, is still the Clippers loss.
Yeah.
But they did a lot of great things. Like, that was the winning type of game. Last night is one of the 3 to 4 underdog and it's also happened to Mike Brown too, where you just go, man, like, they're not in the same league as the Knicks.
No,
they weren't last night.
Completely different losses.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both L's.
Right.
By the way, 62% say the Clippers loss hurts more than the Knicks loss. You know what's weird? I kind of disagree. I'm not saying I'm probably the one on the island here. Like, the Clippers, and I know I'm being semantic, like, the Clippers loss stings more because I feel like we should have won that game and the refs were a little screwy, you know. But, like, the Knicks loss, to me, I'm just like, dude, they didn't have Jalen Brunson. We're all pissed off from the Clippers game anyways. And it's like the Knicks loss tells me that we're really not that we were an elite team, but we don't even belong with those guys.
Yeah. How about this as
it's like a different pain.
It is. Oh, that I agree with. How about this as a counter? Like, so at the end of the year, if the Kings end up
Sorry.
8, 9, 10, 11 out.
Yeah.
I don't think we go back and go, that Knicks game.
No, you're right.
We'll go back and go, Clipper game.
It's definitely not one that got away.
No.
It's definitely not one that got away.
Nope. But
I'm trying to think of like a dating analogy, and I can't. Like,
well,
the Clippers are the one that got away.
And the Knicks are like, this is
like
unfair to the supermodel.
Supermodel.
Right?
That's
like
what I'm thinking too.
Out of your league.
And you like go up and like the Clippers are the ones that you dated for a little bit and then just kind of departed, mutually consented, and then she ends up like a year later you see her and she looks like amazing and has like a boyfriend that could beat you up and is super good looking, whereas the Knicks is like you went up to the supermodel at the bar and you're like, hey, want to get some Fritos or whatever your pickup line is,
get lost,
and she's just like,
with you,
have you looked in the mirror, idiot?
Wow. And like when you go up, you're like, what's the worst thing that can happen? No. And it's worse.
She looks at like all her friends and they all start laughing. Right. They're like, oh,
pointing at you.
Wow. Someone's a little drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. No chance.
Had a drink. Well, you should.
Like you don't even belong in the same social scene as her. And you like trudge away. Like you're like Bruce Banner at the end of the old Incredible Hulk, where you're just trudging to the next city and like just rethinking like, why did God make me like this? Not saying that's ever happened. Yeah. Not saying it hasn't. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Did you try your best? Did you have fun? We'll take a break when we come back. Hey, a little levity, why don't we? Kings Rewind.